welcome to Scorched Earth and a general reading for the sign of Cancer, Sun, Moon or Ascendant for the month of May. I hope you are well. I know these are late and thank you for waiting for me. I do appreciate it. So, first things first, if the reading resonates with you and you would like to go a little bit deeper, there will be an extended that you can access at the end. The link for that is down in the description box. Obviously, if you support me on Patreon, you get access to all the extended for no extra cost. Also, please be aware that there are scammers in the comments. I can't believe I'm even having to say this. What the fuck is wrong with people? That they would do something like this. But there is somebody, at least one account, that is pretending to be me in the comments. Thank you to the people who brought this to my attention, because I might have missed it otherwise. So please don't fall for it. You know, if it's actually me, there's a lozenge around, you know, my name, and if you click on it, it'll take you and show you the channel that belongs to that username. And obviously, if it's not my channel, then this is somebody who is scamming. Like, don't fall for this. I had all of this on Instagram last year. It actually drove me insane. But thank you to the people who brought it to my attention. So, with those out of the way, let's get some cards for you, Cancer. Could I have 3 cards for Cancer? Thank you. We have the Five of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles in your recent past. I should just say I'm using the Night Sun Tarot. What about current energy, please, for Cancer? Thank you. I knew it was going to be a Cups card. We have the Ten of Cups. And what about what's coming towards Cancer for May? We have the Four of Pentacles there. We have the Two of Cups at the bottom of the deck, and the Ten of Wands, and the Nine of Pentacles. And I'm not too concerned about this Ten of Wands, because it is the Night Sun Ten of Wands, which I always think kind of, it talks about things being hard, but almost it being an art form, you know, like you make it look easy, something like that. But we'll see we'll get some clarifiers, and I imagine it will become clearer. So tell me about this Five of Swords and Knight of Pentacles, please. We have the Eight of Pentacles. Oof, got a whole heap of cards that have fallen out here. So I'm not going to take these, but I am going to show you them. We have got the King and Queen of Pentacles plus this Eight of Swords, right? These all kind of came out in a glut here. 8 Ace of Swords. And I think that this is important, right? The Earth sign energy, so we've got Taurus and we've got Capricorn here. But we've got a light coming on in your head about something. And it could be about how to balance your circumstances, right, from a material point of view, something like that. Let's put these back in here, because the card that actually jumped was the Eight of Pentacles. Right, one more card for that. We've got the Nine of Cups. One more. Whatever that was. The Sun. Well, not doing anything by halves here, Cancer. There we are. We've got the Nine of Cups and the Sun. So, tell me about this Ten of Cups. Why is this here, please? We have the Empress, Taurus energy or Libra, depending on how you read it. We've got the Nine of Swords in reverse. How absolutely splendid. And Four of Pentacles, please. Thank you. We have the Lovers and we have the Page of Cups. This is wonderful. Two of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck here, right? Talking about this balancing act that we all must do, you know, between duty and responsibility, and those things that it is important for us to do, and those things that actually we just like to do because they charge us up, they make us feel good, you know. And the importance of knowing the balance between the two. Now for you, this might be work-life balance, or it might be something else, life balance. But certainly there's an indication that there is time that is needed to be taken for you, and it should be experienced without any sense of guilt or any allowing that nagging voice that can sometimes, you know, tell you that you should be doing something else interfere with the time that you have, because actually the time that you have that is downtime, rather, because all of these things weave together, you know. Not one of these things is a disparate kind of discrete thing within your life. You know, if you are well rested, you will be more productive. If you take time for yourself, you're more likely to enjoy the time of others, you know, when you choose to spend it with them. It's knowing the power in balance for you, the power in balance, just to make that clear. I might call the video that actually. So let's pop these to the side a second and have a look down here, because we've got the Five of Swords and we've got the Knight of Pentacles. And the most obvious and fairly basic interpretation is that there could have been some sort of falling out that you've had with a Virgo, but I don't really feel like that's an appropriate interpretation, because rather than the scenes on the cards, what I'm looking at is the background of the scene. And we have, you know, we have a sun kicking out its rays in the back of both of them. And it seems to me that this is a very painful realization that you have been kind of labouring under an apprehension on something that you have been either that you have been committed to and working towards, or something that you have refused to commit to and walk towards for whatever reason. And I suspect it's because you feel like you don't deserve it, or it couldn't possibly happen, or something like that, right? Is Five of Swords is definitely one of those cards of self-sabotage. And the fact that we've got the Eight of Pentacles with the Nine of Cups and the Sun all coming up underneath, right? These are speaking to working towards that which makes you happy, that which brings value to your life, that which lights you up in some way, right? It's so, you know, working at coming to consciousness and emotional balance too. But these swords sticking out the top of this chap's head here, it's almost like where your thinking brain gets involved. That's where everything goes wrong. But if you have a look on this card here, I don't know if the camera will pick it up, like there is an eye right in the centre of his head where his crown chakra would be, and that is wide open. It's looking forwards, it can see. And so, sorry about the plane. We got notions here about you, you know, actually following your intuition, following your guidance, however that comes to you, you know, whether it comes through meditation and, you know, and direct communication with your spirit guides, or whatever it may be that you know, rely on for this kind of information, or whether it's something else, whether it's just signs and synchronicities that are kind of pulling you in a different direction than your mind has been telling you that you should go. Because both this Knight of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles are both talking about dedication and commitment, right? Really sitting down with something and going, I am going to do this now. But this Five of Swords seems to have been the thing that was kind of getting in the way of it a little bit. You know, I mean, those are magnificent cards there, Cancer. And I have to say, you know, the underlying theme that has come out in every single reading that I have done, and I have a bare handful left to do now, are absolutely wrestling with this theme of self-sabotage, you know, standing in your own way, or allowing someone else to stand in your way, you know, allowing what has happened in the past to dictate how you move forwards. And it's been subtly different for each of the signs, but the central theme is exactly the same. Like, where are you stopping yourself? Where are you allowing someone to stop you? Where are you allowing circumstances to just sort of stagnate, when actually you could be moving towards your goal? You could be moving to something that really lights you up and really makes you happy. You know, we've got this Ten of Cups in the centre of the reading here. I mean, just to have these two following on from each other is absolutely beautiful. We love that, you know, like where you are resonating at a particular frequency, you know, where you are putting out this energy of being in control of your own emotions, right? Do no harm, take no shit, that kind of energy. Then the people that you necessarily attract towards you, because like does attract like, are those people who are resonating at similar frequencies. Now, Cancer, you above all signs. Now, I feel like we can talk about this really quite openly, you know, with the overwhelming majority of you, and it's insane how accurate this is, having been born to parents who at the very least have narcissistic tendencies, even if they don't have, you know, some full-blown personality disorder, where you have been made to work for everything that was of value to you. Relationships, you know, particularly from a relationship perspective. So you're giving and giving and giving, and the person who is also resonating at this, you know, it's like unfulfilled frequency, let's put it this way, but differently to you, they want to take and take and take. You know, the pair of you kind of come together in a repetition of a cycle that has been going on for a very long time for you. And you give, they take, and then at some point the whole thing implodes. It's a self-defense mechanism, actually, is it imploding, because it is protecting you from getting to the point where you literally turn yourself out inside out for somebody else, you know. But you've done so much work on breaking these behaviours now that you are completely different. You're a completely different person to who you were certainly a year ago, but even more so 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago. Yeah, almost unrecognisable. A lot of work has been done on boundaries, and a lot of work has been done on you by yourself. Now, this Nine of Cups is, for me, a card of knowing what you want and going after it. It's also a card of knowing what you have and being happy with it. And when you are in that state, the people who are also happy with what they have and happy with what they're going after and just generally in charge of themselves in a way that does not require other people to come and do things for them, or, you know, to do things for other people. This is where we get a Ten of Cups situation. Right? This is your community, this is your family, this is the people that you hold close to you, all resonating at a similar frequency. But we've got here underneath, we've got here underneath the Empress and the Nine of Swords in reverse. So it feels to me like what has happened here is that you have had some really quite significant breakthrough recently, Cancer, because the Empress is exactly my card of being grateful for what you have. And knowing that the way that you align with bringing in more is that energy of gratitude, not an energy of focusing on the lack. You know, it's about picking what you like and expanding that so it fills your entire life, rather than going, I don't have this and I don't have this, and I want somebody who will look after me, and I want someone who will, you know, be able to take the amount of love that I can have to give. You know, all of that love needed to come back into you. And your attention is not now on the things that are missing, but in fact the things that are right here, the things that could do with expanding. This Five of Swords, which is only the only kind of vaguely negative card that we've come across here at all, is actually more of an acknowledgement of what you have realised, right? What this epiphany has been for you, the way in which you might have actually already got the fuck out of your own way, you know, as I was saying to other people, that they must endeavour to try and do this May. But you've also got the Nine of Swords in reverse, and this is huge, because this way around it does talk about anxiety, and it talks about, you know, insomnia. I mean, it can talk about everything right up to full-blown mental illness, actually, and, you know, concern, worry, anxiety, that sort of thing, and everything in between. It can talk about overthinking too, and that's something, Cancer, you've done a lot of over your life. But the main point about this is, for me, it's a lack of perspective. Right? They've got this kind of arbitrary rule, and it is pretty arbitrary, and there are some decks to which, you know, they don't adhere to this rule at all. That swords up are good, swords down are bad. Right? Think of the difference between the Ace of Swords and the Seven of Swords, for example. So what then would be the deal with the Nine of Swords? Because they are neither up nor down. They are effectively practicing a sort of neutrality here. It's about perspective. It's about, you know, you coming into a room. Are those weapons that somebody's about to use to, you know, behead you? Or are they beautiful wall adornments? Which one is it? You know, the amount of fear that you will feel walking into a room and seeing those swords will depend on your perspective. You know, what it is that you're judging about this situation. This says it's out of whack, it's out of kilter, it's not necessarily in line with the reality as it presents itself to you. When it's turning in the reverse, that is closing out, that is stopping here. You know, it's yet another card numbered 9 for you. So talking about distinct work that is being done on the individual, you know, you on yourself here. It's a gaining of perspective, and it's a sense of absolute gratitude for everything that you have been blessed with. And that's outstanding. It's really beautiful. Now, When we get into May, we've got the Four of Pentacles here, and it's clarified by the Lovers and the Page of Cups. Now, the Four of Pentacles usually has a kind of, well, it has a slightly negative connotation because it talks about the ways in which we cling on to things, right? And at the root of that is fear. Right? We would not hoard things, we would not hoard people, we would not cling really closely to relationships so much that we kind of smother them at times. If we thought that releasing them would mean that they would come back in and out as it pleases, right? There's a sort of desperation to the Four of Pentacles. Except that I don't feel that here for you. This card feels much more about the creation of a foundation. It's not a creation of foundation card, generally speaking to me here. But what we've got is pentacles that have been placed on this flower of life here. And we've got stuff growing through it. So it feels foundational in so much as you've created this space and now there are things growing through, right? The energy of the Empress as she is here, and we even see it in the Ten of Cups. Look at how the Ten of Cups are all connected together with what appears to be the same kind of funny tentacle stem type things, right? It's created a space for kind of nature to come through, for things to grow through, but it's solid, super, super solid. And it is a foundation because it's laying the ground for where you go next, Cancer. The question is, where do you choose to go next? Now, this is a card of manifestation. It is the second one that has appeared in your reading already because we've had that little magician winking out from behind this Two of Pentacles here. Keeping everything in alignment, right? Knowing your own true power, all that sort of thing. But this is a card of conscious co-creation. This is a card of kind of getting into the slipstream. Who was I talking to that about? Might have been Pisces, I can't remember. Right? It's kind of coming into the slipstream of where the energy is wanting to take you. Right? It was a theme that came up for one of the other readings. But it needs your consent. Right? If you can feel the water rushing past you and you know that it's going to take you where you want to go much, much faster, then you can just kind of hop into that. But if you don't know where it's going, then you might not really want to do that. You might wander off and go do something else. Question is, what are you consenting to do? Like, where are you going to get into this energy slipstream? There we go. Mercury retrograde. I always fall over my words in Mercury retrograde. You know, what choices are in front of you? Because if you don't have any just yet, I can assure you that they're coming for the month of May. And we've got this Page of Cups. We've got a deviation, and it is deviation, in the direction of travel for you. So perhaps it is that you've been spending a bit of time working on getting your foundation straight, right? Working out what is worth committing to, what is worth your energy, what is worth your time. And those can be people, those can be situations, those can be jobs. My cat's stalking around in the brambles, aren't they? She's spotted something. I think she has. She's getting proper huntery kind of positioning going on there. What was I saying? Yes, focusing on where your energy is directed, because, I mean, let's kind of go back a little bit here. I see pentacles as energetic currency, so anything that you can invest becomes a pentacle. You've had the Eight of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Eight of Pentacles. Plus, did I not see? I'm sure the Nine of Pentacles was set somewhere. It must have been at the bottom of the main deck. Let's pull it out and have a look. See if my memory is just absolutely fucking me over here. It's not that side. Two of Cups, Ten of Wands, and the Nine of Pentacles. You're making it look easy now. But the point is this Nine of Pentacles, right? You have taken everything that you have to invest and you have put it into yourself. Load. More so, you have identified all of the places where you were allowing energy to leak out, right? There's energetic leaks, you've plugged them. And now it seems to me like you have considerably more in the way of pentacles that you can plant, that you can nurture, and you can allow to grow. And I feel that's what it is when I'm looking at that Four of Pentacles there. It's not about clinging on to anything. It's about planting the pentacles and letting them grow. I mean, remember, an Ace of Pentacles is just an opportunity. It's just potential. If you don't do anything with it, then it stays where it is. It just stays as raw potential, just kind of floating around in the ether. But you've taken it, you've planted it, and you've done something with it. And there are decisions that are going to be needed to be made very, very soon that have sprung almost as if by magic, but not, from the effort and the work that you have put in, both to yourself and whatever your situation is at the moment. Tell me about the Lover's card, please. We've got the Knight of Cups, and we've got the Five of Pentacles with the Ace of Pentacles. There's the Eight of Pentacles again at the bottom of the deck. Right? So what you have done is you have taken what was a very difficult situation for you, and I'm not talking about necessarily any individual situation. We're talking about possibly just the way that your life has been constructed up until this point, the way that you have gone about doing things, which possibly might have been the hard way round. That's one of the messages that we get from the Ten of Wands. Like, you're doing it, you're really making it hard for yourself. Why are you doing that? And you've realized that if you choose something, if you consent to something, right, you can also withdraw your consent. And we consent in ways that we never really are aware of until a bit further down the line. So removing your consent to be, bothered by these things over here that aren't important, and bringing all of that back to you, Nine of Pentacles, has allowed you to pick up all of the pentacles. And with that Five of Pentacles there was never enough left over for you, and you know there was never enough left over for you. Pick them up and plant them. Do something better with them. You've got here, you can either experience the Five of Pentacles, or you can experience those same Five Pentacles with four of them planted, being watered, getting ready to grow, right? And opportunities that spring as a result of them. We've got this Knight of Cups here. It's the second night appearing for you, but like working on opening up your heart, right? Working on the way that you express emotion, but also the way that you experience emotion, how you pass your cup to somebody else, what it is for you to be committed to somebody else. Like, there's a lot going on here, Cancer, and I'm kind of just tripping over the top of it. How about this Lover's card? Because it seems to me that in May you're going to have an opportunity, and this opportunity feels a little bit like it's going to knock your socks off, because on the one hand it feels like it's everything that you've ever wanted. On the other, there's going to be a little bit of a, do I really trust this? Is this really for me? Do I really actually even deserve this? Maybe I should just stay where I am, which is what the devil always likes you to do. Just stay where you are. Don't try and move. Don't try and grow outside of your comfort zone. And it feels to me like it's going to be pretty confusing for you. But the way through is to remember all the work that you have done on yourself, on your situations, on your boundaries, all that kind of thing. And trust that the foundation that you have been laying all of this time will naturally start to sprout and start to grow. And with it will come opportunities, right? So if you are feeling a little bit like during the month of May at the things that are starting to come up, and there could be opportunities for healing, possibly. We are in Mercury retrograde, and there's often a kind of backwards energy that occurs during that. So we might have old people showing up, just to sort of see if we really learned the lesson, or we might find our minds kind of sliding back to old situations and seeing them with new eyes. But I feel like this energy is talking about something that is going to arrive and pop up in front of you in the month of May. And sort of like a test. You're going to have the option to either succumb to the devil or embrace the star, right? And I really want to push this home to you again, right? Star and the devil. Four of Pentacles, plant things, new opportunities, or the same amount of Pentacles leading to a sense of feeling abandoned, feeling left out, feeling frustrated, right? The choice is yours, and it is a choice. It's a choice that allows you to flex these new muscles that you've got emotionally, right? For the betterment of not just you, but I think for other people too. But with this Seven of Cups at the bottom of the deck, it is almost certainly going to leave you feeling slightly confused for a short amount of time. It's about defaulting to faith rather than doubt here, Cancer. I actually might call the video that, default to faith, not doubt. Yes, so I'm going to go over to Vimeo now. If you would like to join me, you are very, very welcome. The link is down in the description box. If not, that's not a problem. You could always come over and join my lovely Patreon community. They are all outstanding human beings. I am absolutely blessed to have them all. Yeah, it's going to be a funny month of twists and turns for you. But if you can keep the faith, Cancer, rather than letting old patterns try and re-establish themselves, and that's what the Nine of Swords and the Devil are trying to do here. Like, don't let that Nine of Swords turn itself the right way up again in the presence of the Devil, and you'll be fine. Right, know that I love you all very, very much, and I will see you soon.